Welcome to the communications accommodations theory. Communication accommodation theory is a theory invented by Howard Giles when he moved from the Great Lakes to the Deep South, where he noticed many differences between the way they speak in his old town and his new town. It's an objective theory that fits into the socio-psychological tradition because it analyzes the causes and effects of certain communication, or lack thereof. Accommodation is defined by M. Griffin as the constant movement toward or away from others by changing your communicative behavior. This is also known as convergence and divergence, which we will get into later in the film. Let's look at the three types of over-accommodation, in which people will try to accommodate someone to the point where they can seem kind of patronizing.
Hey man, ain't that the new girl? The deaf one?
Yeah, I heard that she was deaf too. Maybe we should go over and try to talk to her so maybe she doesn't feel like out of place or too nervous.
Dude, we are such good people, bro.
Oh my god, I know it.
Let's go.
Hi, how are you? My name is Carl.
I'm pretty good. You don't have to talk to me like that. I've learned to read lips perfectly.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I've been deaf my whole life since I was born.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
His bad.
My bad.
Here you see an example of sensory over-accommodation, which means that someone may come off as patronizing to someone who may have some kind of disability, as you just saw with Carl and the deaf girl. Because the girl was deaf, Carl felt the need to talk slowly and make over-exaggerated gestures to the girl so she would understand him. But the girl could understand perfectly due to the fact that she'd been deaf her whole life and had learned perfectly to read lips.
Hi.
Are you a freshman?
No, I'm still in high school.
Oh, cute little high school senior. Oh, you're so cute. I'll pinch up on your cheeks. Oh, you're in for such a world of pain. It's going to be amazing, though. You have so much freedom, and you just don't know what to do with it all. So you fill it with times on Facebook doing weird things on your phone in public. But it's okay. The coursework won't totally bog you down and make you wish you weren't alive. Dependency over accommodation is when the speaker looks at themselves as higher up than the person they're speaking to. As you just saw, the college student thought they knew so much more than the high school student and looked at them as a little baby just because they were in high school. And the college student put themselves on a pedestal while patronizing the high school student.
Did you see her?
Mhm.
She was really hot.
I can see why you'd say that. She is pretty, but not really my thing.
Well, what do you mean?
I kind of bat for the other team.
So, do you walk around in high heels and carry a purse and talk with a lisp?
We've known each other all semester. Have I ever done that?
Well, I suppose not.
You're such a communist!
Cause you had a bad day, you're taking one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around.
So we didn't exactly know how to end that scene, so here we are. Intergroup over-accommodation is when people talk to people based on their stereotypes. As you just saw in the example, the one guy thought that his friend would prance around and wear purses and things because those are the stereotypes surrounding homosexuality, when in reality, he's just a regular guy who likes other guys. We now go to Aaron to dig deeper into convergence and divergence.
Hello. What we are about to show you is an attempt at convergence, or really an attempt at failed convergence.
How about that party last night? Did you see Mary kiss Danny? Talk about scandal.
I think I drank too much. Did I throw up at all?
Yes, you threw up all over that Steve kid.
Ugh.
Oh, hey guys! How about that party last night? Did you see Mary kiss Danny? Oh my god!
Yeah, we did.
Is something wrong, guys?
See you later.
But guys.
So what we just saw was a failed attempt on Steve's part for convergence. Convergence is the adaptation of communication in a way that makes you similar to another person. According to Giles, Coupland, and Coupland, speech convergence reflects in the unmarked case a speaker's or group's need, often unconscious, for social integration or identification with another. So basically you copy another person's, say, type of speech, their style of speech, the norms of the group, that type of stuff. Now, let's talk about divergence. How the scene plays out is a northern person goes down to the south to, let's say, a grocery store. Better yet, a starship. Yeah, let's go with starship. That sounds freaking awesome. Use your imagination, folks. Remember, imagination.
Well, howdy.
Hey,
How about we go on down to the Starship's cafeteria and get ourselves some ice cream with a little bit of Jimmy's on top?
Jimmy's?
Yeah, Jimmy's. You know, the little like colorful things that they put on top of the ice cream. Make it all colorful and pretty.
Sprinkles.
No, I do believe I said Jimmy's.
No, I'm pretty sure they're called sprinkles.
I did not say sprinkles or whatever you just said. I said Jimmy's.
But they're sprinkles.
Jimmy's.
Sprinkles.
Jimmy's.
Sprinkles. Sprinkles.
You know what that's it. My father, Colonel of the South, will hear about this.
You know what? You just take your sneakers and walk right out of here.
They're tennis shoes!
What we just saw right there on the Starship was a decent example of divergence. Divergence in a nutshell is when you show that you are completely different than the other person that you are in a conversation with. And also that you have no similarities. And that, my friends, is divergence and convergence. Convergence and divergence are certainly concepts that are worth a deeper look at another time. Since we are on the topic of looking at the inner workings of communication accommodation, let's look at the initial orientation of the theory with Josh.
According to Griffin, the next thing we're going to talk about is initial orientation. And it comes from when you have a communicator's disposition to focus on their individual identity or group identity during a conversation. There are 5 ones that we're going to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump right in. The first initial orientation we're going to look at is distressing history of interaction. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first scenario.
Oh look, there's a robot. I hear they're really pushovers. We can tell them whatever we want. We can tell them to do whatever we want.
Let's make them do our comm theory papers.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's go do that. Hey, you're gonna do our comm theory papers.
What? What you say to me? I have you know I ain't like those other robots. I got free will. I ain't gonna do anything for you.
Guess it's interesting to see that they're not all obedient.
I know.
Hi, and welcome back. So, what we just saw there illustrated the 2 sub-characteristics of distressing history of interaction. The 2 friends thought that the robot had to do anything it told them to based on their predisposition of the robot group. But that wasn't exactly true, was it? Then the second subcategory was revealed when the one friend responded afterward. They said, well, it's nice to see they aren't all obedient, but they still kept the characteristic of, well, robots are generally obedient. And rather than attributing that to, oh, you know, like, I was wrong, it was just, that one's not obedient. So, but thinking back, racism, we don't condone it. Shame, robot, shame. But speaking of that, let's go to stereotyping.
Hello, how are you today? Input command.
Ah! How
How dare you? I'll have you know I was given the most advanced algorithms for human speech known to mankind. We don't all talk like that. How dare you? And I'll have you know I am not simply an automaton made to do your bidding. Good day. Hi, welcome back. What we saw there was an example of stereotypes, if you couldn't tell. The person walked up to the robot and thought they all must talk a certain way, which wasn't true. Wasn't quite as racy as the last one, but stereotypes. Okay, cameraman. Guys, if you're watching this, we don't have much time. We have to wrap up. The robot got kind of mad at us and is kind of going berserk. Cameraman, I need you to keep up with me while we try and get through this and find out guy. Okay, so we have 3 more to cover, guys. The first one, collectivistic cultural context. This is the we-centered focus. It means you think of things not as an individual, but as a group. Yeah, group. Kind of like the group I wish would save me right now. Okay, now the next one, northward treatment of groups. These are when you have expectations that affect whether a member of one group regards a person of another group as an individual or part of the group as a whole. Yeah, that was probably a little fast. So, if you think about it, it's, oh, I treat you nicely because you're a part of a group that I know. Yay! And then the last one, high group solidarity. High group dependence. States that people rely on other people for social, emotional, and physical strength. Guys, why aren't you my pillars of physical strength? Why aren't you more panicking? The robot's gonna kill us.
People call sprinkles jimmies. It's not worth living in a world like that.
Are you guys on the point? Let's die. Off to you, Kyle.
Hello, and welcome to this new edition of Critiquing with Kyle. On this show, we have discussed many things from movies to food to fan fictions. However, today we will be covering a theory in communication. The theory we are discussing is communication accommodation theory. Now, I would describe to you what the theory is about, but you probably have already seen that throughout this video, and if you don't remember, then you clearly weren't paying attention, and I hope bad things happen to you. Yes, I'm looking at you, Greg. Now, communication accommodation theory is an objective theory, and if you do not remember the criteria for that theory, then you probably just wasted an entire semester. First, we will look at where the theory succeeds. First, in the explanation of data, as it not only describes communication behavior, but also why the behavior happens in the first place. Prediction of the future, as it predicts how people will interpret certain behaviors. With research, the theory goes that extra mile by not only having qualitative research, but also quantitative research. And practical utility, as it can be applied to any situation where members of one culture come into contact with people, or robots apparently, of another culture. However, the theory does have its shortcomings. First, in simplicity. The theory is far too complex for an objective approach, and the meanings of terms within the theory itself can change depending on the situation. And because of this, it is so complex, it is almost impossible to prove false. If no one knows what the information means, then it is hard to interpret. So, in the end, I will give this theory a 7 out of 10. It does do quite a few things right, but its shortcomings for being too complex do keep it from getting that perfect 10. So, if you take anything away from this presentation, I hope you realize that you can be as simple as you can possibly be and succeed in the field of communications. What? Oh, sorry. I'm being told that that is not what you are supposed to take away from this presentation. What? Oh, apparently the robot Joshua made has just hit the self-destruct button, and we will be incinerated in about 15 seconds. What? Oh, okay. I'm being informed that there's nobody over there. So I thank you for watching this presentation, and I hope you all have learned something. Thank you all for watching, and I will hope to see you probably never. Bye. Wait a minute. When the hell did we get a self-destruct button?